Listen, I'm not the first person to say this, and I definitely will not be the last person to say this. But Kep1er has a uniquely Kep1er problem, and it is their lack of concept. Now, there have been groups in the past that have jumped between concepts, have done various concepts, have done different concepts for every release. I mean, look at Red Velvet. They're my alt groups. Like, they're my favorite group of all time. And they don't have one cohesive concept. They do a new concept almost every time they come back. And it works for them. But for some reason, it doesn't work for Kep1er. And it's not some reason. It is, we know why. The producers of Mnet couldn't manipulate the show to get the debut lineup that they wanted. And they ended up with a debut lineup that doesn't fit well together for any concept unanimously, because all of the girls are so different. So I think with that in mind, that's why they keep doing different concepts every time, because they can't find one that sticks. And it's doing them a big disservice, because Gen 4 at the moment is very competitive, especially in the girl group scene. I mean, of all the girl groups we have, everyone has something unique that makes them stand out, right? There's no one jumping from concept to concept. Be it IVE, be it LE SSERAFIM, be it New Jeans. Everyone has something that makes them distinct and unique. And Kep1er lacks that. And add to that, wayv Entertainment is a shitty company who doesn't know how to do their job. You're left with this mess that we keep getting album after album. Now, this album is substantially better than the previous one. I think Troubleshooter was probably their worst album. This album I would put in the same category as Double Blast, although not as good as that one because of the title track. We'll come into that conversation later. It still is a better album than the last one. But, you know, going off tangent for a little bit, right now, I think everyone is watching Boys Planet. If you're not, then you can probably skip ahead. But this is my whole thing with Boys Planet as well. When watching the show and I'm thinking about what the group will look like towards the end, it does seem like the group is going to end up with a future similar to Kep1er. Because if they are under wayv Entertainment, they're going to end up with this lack of creative direction that the company is somehow known for. And that's why we're having this conversation in the comment section of another video. But we need to vote for Huey because he is a really good producer. If you listen to the songs he's made in the past, he will be able to do a good job and make good music for the group if he's in the group. I mean, he's not going to do it when he's not in the group, obviously. So that's why you have to vote for him. This is off tangent completely, but if you are watching Boys Planet, vote for Huey. He is the only one that can save the group from not getting the Kep1er problem. Anyway, coming back to this album, I kind of wished that they would do a summer song because they did such a good job with Up. Like, Up is their best song. And I kind of hoped they would do it, even though April's too early to do a summer song. But I was just hoping that they might. For the album, though, I like the creative direction they've gone with. I think brighter concepts fit Kep1er a lot better than, you know, the edgy cool girl teen crush adjacent concept that they have going on right now. So that's why the B-sides of the song, because they do more brighter concepts, are better fit for them than the title track. But again, the concept of Lovestruck is nice because all of the songs on the album are in that sphere. They're all in the theme of being love-struck. They kind of tell a story. Like, it starts off with, you know, infatuation and giddy, and then it goes into further the relationship and how your emotions develop and how your feelings increase with each song, and then it ends with happy ending, which kind of isn't a happy ending but also is. It's a great album in terms of creative direction, and I like the way that it is a cohesive album. Like, you're listening to the album and all of the songs are in the same concept, are in the same sort of brand, if you can say. So I really liked the way they did that. But yeah, I wish they would have released this in February. I feel like this would have been a really good Valentine's Day adjacent release for them. I mean, why am I doing a better job at marketing the group than their own company? This would have been so good during Valentine's Day. Are you kidding me? Why didn't they do that? wayv just sucks. They genuinely suck. Anyway, going into the title track, which is Giddy. The song is very retro adjacent. It's not completely retro, but it is retro adjacent, and if that isn't the most overdone concept in K-pop, I don't know what is. It's just like, for last 4 years since BTS came out with Dynamite, all we've heard is retro and retro and retro and retro, and I'm so sick of it. It's so overdone. I hate that they went with that direction. I would have liked something more softer and brighter for the title track. Maybe something, even if they wanted to do something teen pop and teen crush adjacent, they could have done something in the lines of more hyper pop. I don't know if retro was the right way to go with it, but yeah, I don't like the concept that they went for with this song. And it's coming because, like, I really liked wjsn as a song as well, you know. I'm not that critical of Kep1er's music. I liked wjsn, even though I don't think it was a standout title track, but I liked the fact that the song didn't take itself too seriously and it's just a fun listen. But this is not what I wanted from a title track. The song does have some redeeming parts, like the pre-chorus of the song is really good, especially Chaeyoung's vocals. She does a really good job with that. The chorus is pretty generic though. It is catchy, but it doesn't have like a hook to it that reels you in. Its repetitive nature kind of makes the catchy aspect of it fade away over time. The post-chorus is honestly the worst part of the song, and I don't understand why they felt the need to do that. Even the interlude that they did, the way it built into the rap section, it was completely unnecessary. The raps are still good. There are better raps on the song than in the title track, but I think the best part of the song is the bridge, and it's really good, especially Chaeyoung's vocals again. Her vocals are very, very, very apt for this song. Like, I think the people who made the song with her vocal color in mind, and that's why I think her vocals shine the most in this title track. But overall, I think this would have been better as, you know, like the main B-side of the album rather than it being the title track. I don't think it's going to help them, you know, make a mark in the 4th gen. They need to have a stronger title track than this. Even for like the other aspects of it, the music video is just it's just forgettable. There's nothing that stands out in it particularly. The fashion also is just very generic. Like, most of the things that they're wearing, most groups have already worn in a previous release. Like, someone burn those diesel tops that every single person seems to be wearing. Like, stop these stylists from bulk buying these clothes, please. I don't want to see all idols wearing the same thing. It's so irritating. And even like the hair and makeup, it's all very overused at this point. So there's nothing that stands out in the title track. Absolutely nothing, which is very disappointing, to be honest. Next song is Lovely. Now, for this song, the entire structure of the song is pretty similar to that of the title track. So the creative decision to put it right after it is kind of dumb if you ask me. The album order could have been better if they would have put this song a little later on from the title track. But the song does this thing where they spell out the letters of the word lovely, and I kind of like it when songs do that. Creatively speaking, I think it's a really good path to go down. but the execution of it, it's not done that well. It's not done really badly, but it's not done really well either. I understand that they have a minor in the group, but for some reason, if you take her out of the picture for just like few minutes and look at the song, I think this would be a great song to do like a more sexy concept with. I mean, the very sultry sound of the song that comes from the Latin American beats, I think would be perfect for a concept like that. The song also has some rock elements to it, which stand out especially in the chorus, which I liked. But overall, the song is pretty average. I mean, it's not a bad song, but it's not a good song either. Next, we have Back to the City. I think this is like their main B-side. I think they performed it a few times already, and I kind of liked the choreography of the song. But the song in itself is... how to explain this? If city pop, the aesthetic, was a song, I think it would be this. The whole 80s retro synth pop is a very interesting musical genre, and the way they play it with this song is really nice. I feel like for most of the songs on this album, they are very aesthetic sounding, in that if they would have had like visualizers for each of the songs, not like music videos, just like visualizers for each of the songs, which was just like maybe aesthetics and stuff, I think it would have added a lot to the creative experience of listening to this album. I think if they would have done that, I would have enjoyed this album a lot better. But yeah, you know, every Kep1er album has the one B-side that everybody loves, and I feel like this is the one that seems to be from this album. I think it's an okay song. I don't think it's that great. I really like the chorus. The chorus is super fun. And it does, it does have a good hook to it. Like it is something that plays in your mind even after you've heard it for a while. So that's pretty nice. But the rest of the song is pretty meh. I think the chorus and especially byeee's vocals, I really like the way her vocals sound in the song, especially the way when she starts the chorus. I think that's really good, and the way she does the mid part of the bridge as well. I think her vocals are really good on this song, and I think her vocals do fit more synth pop songs very well. I mean, she can sing. Why is she so underutilized in the group? I don't. The whole situation with her is a whole thing in itself, so you can't just scratch the surface with it. But her vocals being underutilized in Kep1er is almost criminal. Yeah, this song also, they have raps in this song. I don't know why they feel the need to put raps in a retro synth pop song, but it is good individually. I don't think it adds that much to the song, but both Hikaru and Dion do a good job with it, so that's worth mentioning as well. The next B-side is called Why, and that is my question to the song. Why is it here? I mean, when they released the highlight melody, I did like the visualized aspect of this, like the pink and red aesthetic that they did was really cool. I think I like that color combination way too much. So I really liked the pictorials and the edits that came out of that. But the song, it is very R&B pop, and I do like R&B pop, and again, both Chaeyoung and byeee's vocals are really good in this, especially when they blend in together for the first chorus. I really like that. But besides that, the song is like any other B-side and probably my least favorite on the album. But then that brings us to our last song on the album, that's called Happy Ending. I'm glad it's not a quintessential album ending ballad that has become so common for so many K-pop groups to do. I feel like every album somehow now ends with a ballad song, but I like that they didn't go that route. The soundscape of the song is very enchanting. Like, I can visualize it being played in the background of some fairy tale or something. And the creative direction that they went with in terms of blending, you know, two members' vocals for most of the song. Like, at every given point of time, it sounds like two people are singing the song together, which I really like. I think it's a pretty good creative direction that they've taken, and it's a good song. It's a good catchy song. It's not too bad, but yeah, it's a good song. But yeah, that's it. We have, I think, 5 songs. This is their 4th mini album, and I think this was better than the previous one, like I mentioned. I definitely do think that this is a good attempt and a step in the right direction. I wish the title track would have been like better. I think most people don't listen to an album, right? They listen to the title track, and if the title track doesn't reel you in to listen to the album, I think you've failed in your attempt of creating a good song. So I think overall, because the title track is so meh, the album also will not reach a lot of people, which is pretty sad because the album does have some, you know, decent songs to it. But I think overall, I don't think in a few years we're going to be talking about this release at all. So it is essentially a failed attempt from them.